So most of us obviously want to shoot grand landscapes like Iceland or the Dolomites, but that's usually an opportunity that you only get once in a while. And what do you do to improve your photography in the meanwhile? So if you actually get those opportunities, you know exactly what you have to do. In this video I'm going to tell you how you can prepare for moments like this and also create beautiful images in your immediate surroundings like your local woodland. So most importantly as a photographer, I think when you want to create beautiful images and you don't always have the opportunity to go to grand landscapes, you have to go back to your immediate surroundings like your local forests, and you have to go there more than once. Oftentimes what happened to me as well is when I started to go into a forest, I didn't really like it because maybe the conditions weren't that good and I didn't find any compositions, didn't have good photo opportunities, and then I just didn't come back there anymore. But as soon as I started going to locations more than once and actually discovering the locations and finding different sceneries all the time, every time I get there, this entire thing changed for me. When you go to a location more than once and actually start to explore the location every time you go back there, you get a whole different perspective on this entire location because you see it in different times in the year and you see it different times a day and also just different weather conditions, and therefore it'll make you look at certain scenes different than you would when you would only go there once. And actually that way I've taken a lot of my best pictures, I would say. So one of my favorite pictures is, I'm just going to show you a cliff with birch trees on, and the birch trees have yellow leaves, and it's one of my favorite pictures because it took me quite a long time to get to this picture. The first time I've been to the location, everything was barren and it didn't look great, but I thought to myself, if I kept going back there and would see the location in different times of year, there actually might be, well, it might be worth a shot because I could maybe take a great picture. And indeed, it worked out, for me at least. I don't know, maybe you don't like the picture, but it's one of my favorite pictures because it just took me so long to get there, and it just showed me that coming back to a location can actually yield great results. And another picture that I really like, it's these roots of trees with, well, it was very saturated because it was raining quite a lot, and it all looks like kind of mysterious, and it's at a location I've been to probably 15 to 20 times now, that I think I discovered about 2 years ago. So it's an entire stretch of forest, and the first time I came there I didn't really get any good pictures, and honestly this entire location I've maybe gotten like 3 or 4 nice pictures, but this location specifically with these roots I have not really spotted before, or I have spotted but I didn't really see a photo opportunity there. But a couple of weeks back I saw this and I thought to myself it would probably look great if it would be very saturated with rain. And yeah, I think it turned out great. And I just got this picture and it took me quite a lot of time to go to this location and scout it. And it's also one of my favorite pictures because it took me so long to get there. And I think if you go to grand landscapes and shoot images that you may like, but it's usually not as rewarding as it is if you go to local places and shoot pictures there, because you don't really have to put time in. So when you actually get the opportunity to go to grand landscapes like in Iceland or the Dolomites or whatever, or just vacation in general, you go to a cool location that you have not been to before and you may shoot pictures that you really like. You just have to think about it. If you would be at that location way more often, you would probably get way better pictures because the picture you took is just in the spur of the moment. You don't really know the location, you don't know it in different weather conditions, and therefore you're not really taking the best picture you could. And that's exactly what you can do in your local location and actually practice for the moment when you're at a grand landscape to create better images. So if you liked this video so far, I would really appreciate it if you would give me a like and also subscribe to the channel, as it helps out immensely. You may think that your local area doesn't have any great photo opportunities, and I thought so myself for a long time until I actually started exploring all the different forests around my local area, until I looked on Google Maps and I really went in depth. And usually when you go on Google Maps you can just click on different forests and click on pictures people took there and actually get like some inspiration from that already. Going to all those different locations gives me a great way of exploring these locations and getting to know them better and better, and therefore finding new photo opportunities basically every time I go there. And I wouldn't have that if I would just go to location and I would just write it off because the conditions were not great in that moment. And yeah, like it's a great way to experience your local areas in different times of year, because you can have overcast weather, you can have sunny weather, you can have snow, rain, fog, that kinds of stuff. And if you only go to location once, you don't experience it and you just write it off. So it's very important to frequently go to different locations, frequently come back to them as well. So today's image is actually at a location I've been to quite often in the last couple of weeks. And I have already shot this image before, and I only shot it on my phone because it was an image that I shot while I was walking back to the car and I didn't really think about it, because it's usually just a location that I pass by because it's not fully nature. It's like an electric pylon, like a power pylon, and I haven't really thought about it as like a cool photo opportunity, like a cool composition. But when I was walking back to the car a couple of weeks ago and I shot pictures of the sunset in the background, shot a picture on my phone, posted on Instagram as a story, I looked at that picture a couple of days later and I really liked it actually. But it was just shot on my phone and I didn't really think about the composition because what I'm only focused on was the sunset in the background. But today, that's why I'm out here, and I actually don't have that much time because the sun is almost setting. But today I was thinking I would come here again because the sunset I think is quite nice, though I have to hurry a bit. And I think with my camera shoot a better composition than on my phone, and actually think about the composition a bit. The problem is it's a bit hard to shoot the picture because the bushes in the foreground, they've grown quite high, so I can't shoot it on my tripod. I have to take my camera and just hold it up like this and just hope for the best. Obviously I have the tilting screen so I can just look at the picture too, but yeah, the picture in general is you have a lot of bushes in the foreground. Then you have like a power pylon in the middle, and in the background I'm hoping for a good sunset, and it's right behind you. I think I will have a great sunset. I was looking at the shot earlier while the sun was still up and visible, and it didn't look that great, so I will try with the sunset well, you can't see the sun anymore. At that point you can only see the sky, and I hope it's going to be like a bluish yellow pink sky. Yeah, so let's just see what I can come up with. So in a video that I uploaded a couple of months ago, I think it was last fall, I talked about a concept that I thought of that I thought was quite good to improve your photography consistently. It was basically that you have to go out consistently every week to improve your photography, and the easiest way to do that, I think, or I thought, well, it's still that way. I still think it's the easiest way, but it's not the best to improve your photography, I think. But the easiest way would be to find like a time slot in the week. For example, for me, usually it was Saturday morning. I would go out, usually the same time. In summer I won't get up at 4 a.m. in the morning, so usually about 6 or 7, and go out, take pictures for maybe 2 or 3 hours, and then come back. And that way I thought it was the best way to improve your photography. But it's not the best, I think it's the easiest way. What I changed my opinion about is that when you go out at the same time every day, of course, during the entire year you'll have different conditions of weather, the entire scenery will change. The problem though is the light is usually always the same, except of course, you have overcast, you have sunny, all of that. But I find that it's way more rewarding if you go out at different times of the day, even if it's noon, or you go in the morning or noon or in the evening. And actually lately I've been going out in the evening way more because it's just more relaxing. You don't have to get up in the morning. And yeah, I just have to backtrack a bit on that concept. I think it's still the easiest way to improve at your photography because you go out consistently. But I don't think it's the best way to improve your photography. So the gist of this video is basically that I think you have photo opportunities everywhere you go. It's not just where the grand landscapes are, it's also in your local area, your local forests, or maybe fields, or maybe you live near the mountains or whatever. You just have to go and find them. Oftentimes locations, good photo opportunities are not so apparent, and you have to go out and, well, seek them out. And yeah, it might just be easier to go to grand landscapes and shoot them and have immediate results and have nice images that you can show your friends and family and post on your social media and print out and everything. But I think it's way more rewarding if you actually come home with a picture that took you quite a long time to acquire, because you had to seek it out and you had to actually scout the entire location, your entire local area. And yeah, it's just something that I think everybody should do, at least should try, because it'll improve your photography consistently and it'll yield some great results. If you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you would give me a thumbs up, as it immensely boosts the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to see more videos like this, just subscribe to the channel. Anyway, that's it from me for today. Have a good one.